So today's class we are going to discuss change of a variable, how there is change of one variable with respect to the other variable. Initially I am taking two variables as x and y. When y depend on x, we represent this by y equal to fx. Okay. F stands for function. Little bit idea you will get in your class 11 syllabus, and that is written in the form y equal to fx. Okay, this y is said to be function of x, that is from one set to another set. But in physics, when you are going for application directly, we need not know that formal definition of function. Here we will say that if two variables x and y are there in such a manner that to every change in x there is a change in y, then y is said to be a function of x. This definition is more practical here in physics. Okay, so here y is a function of x. To every change in x there will be a change in x there is a change in y. We will refer x as independent variable and y will be referred as dependent variable. Okay, just for a simple example, I can take this equation. Y is a function of x here, y equal to 3x plus 2. Why? Because to every change in x there is a change in y. If you note down the changes here, just giving one example, for 0 it is 2, for 1 it is 5, for -1 it is -1, for 2 it is 8. Now x is changing from 0 to 1. So one can refer here delta x. When you have taken, say, x1 equal to 0, x2 equal to 1, delta x is what? 1. And for that y1 is 2 and y2 is 5. So delta y is what? 5 minus 2 equal to 3. Okay. Suppose you have taken x1 minus 1 and x2 equal to 2. Delta x will be what? This is 3. Delta y will be what? 8 minus -1. This is equal to 9. Okay. So to every change in x there is a change in y also. Then y is a function of x. X is the independent variable because x is not dependent on any other quantity in this world. And this you all can identify as the equation of line. So straight line, the graph if you see, to every change in x there will be change in y. Y is a function of x. Straight line is also a function of x. Now there may be trigonometric function, that y equal to sin x, cos x or tan x. All these are functions of x. There may be quadratic function, y equal to ax square plus bx plus c. To every change in x there is a change in y also. This is a quadratic function. There may be cubic function. These are polynomial functions. Okay. Now, when you found delta x, that change in x, and delta y, change in y, then this ratio the ratio delta y by delta x is called, this is referred as average change. Okay, average change in y. So what is the meaning of average change? Average change means that change in y per unit change in x. This is equal to change in y per unit change in x. Okay, this is called average change in y. Now, if the change is that in the beginning I told you, basically we are going to discuss the change in y due to small change in x. So if there is very small change in x due to this small change, the change in y will be referred as instantaneous change. So average change is just change in y per unit change in x. Now when you write this limit delta x tending to 0, delta y by delta x, don't be confused. This you remember as a very small quantity, delta x. It is so small that it is tending to 0. So how small can it be? It may be like 0.000 crores of zeros you have taken, and then from Kasba to Goriart Junction you have taken all zeros. That Goriart Junction you have just taken 1 over there. Okay, this is something like that. This is tending to 0, not exactly equal to 0. Okay, the concept of limit, there are 3 chapters in your textbook in class 11 you will find. We are here not to discuss the concept of limit. We are here to apply mathematics in physics. Mathematics will be used as tool here. Mathematics not being treated as the subject here. Okay, how mathematics can be used in physics, that we are going to discuss. So delta x tending to 0, you will remember that manner. It is a very small quantity tending to 0. Its value is like that. How small? That is 0.00000. After many places you are putting simple 1 over there. Delta x is something like that. So limit delta x tending to 0, delta y by delta x, this will be referred as instantaneous change in y with respect to x, and symbolically this is represented by dy by dx. Okay, so dy by dx meaning is this only, that dy by dx is limit delta x tending to 0, delta y by delta x. Now let us go back there where we were defining that change in x. Let us take these 2 values on the number line. This is obviously number line because x are real numbers here. Okay, real numbers mean time is also real number. You cannot say that it's imaginary quantity. So all real numbers being considered, and these are 2 values. I'm not saying that they are very close, but there is a small change. There is a change between them. They're just in going from the point A to the point B. You'll remember this manner. X is changing by delta x. What is the value of y here? What is the value of function here? It is y, and this is y plus delta y. Okay, this y you can refer as fx, and this y plus delta y you can refer as f of x plus delta x. Okay, so dy delta y, when you have written, just see this calculation. Delta y, this you have written y plus delta y equal to what? f of x plus delta x. Y is what? Fx. So if you subtract, delta y going to be f of x plus delta x minus fx. So this thing dy by dx, we can write this manner also. Limit delta x tending to 0, f of x plus delta x minus fx by delta x. Okay. So this is the formula which you are going to apply to find the derivative of a function. Okay. That function may be anything. That function may be trigonometric function, function may be algebraic function, but we'll remember this thing as that small change of the rate of change of y with respect to x, or instantaneous change in y with respect. Instantaneous means very small change x, very small change in x. For that we are finding change in y. This is instantaneous change of y with respect to x. So we work with this formula. Till this, I was bit mathematical, that I had to explain how derivative concept arise in mathematics. Okay, this is the time to apply it in solving problems. That change may be like, I'm taking just a simple example, how to find that instantaneous change. But this time, y will be replaced by x and x will be replaced by time. Okay, no, that I'm coming. Application I'll tell you. First, directly based on y and x, you do something. Let us find dy by dx when number 1 y equal to 3x plus 1, number 2 y equal to 1 by x, number 3 y equal to x square, number 4 y equal to x cube. Let me do one by one for you, because finally we'll reach the formula part and then your work will start over there. Let me find it for y equal to 3x plus 1. We are going to find the instantaneous change in y with respect to x. X may be any point here. So this will be done now. Number 1, fx equal to 3x plus 1. We are going to follow this definition only. So f of x plus delta x is what? F of x plus delta x going to be 3 into x plus delta x plus 1. Therefore, dy by dx is going to be limit delta x tending to 0 minus fx by delta x. This is nothing but 3x plus delta x plus 1 minus this divided by delta x. Okay. So this thing, if you simplify, going to be limit delta x tending to 0. This 3x get cancelled, 1 also get cancelled. This is 3 into delta x by delta x. Answer is 3. So one can say that this time I found ddx. I mean ddx stands for the operator. ddx of what here? Y. Y is what? 3x plus 1. One can write ddx of 3x plus 1 equal to 3. Let us do for this one. Y equal to, or fx equal to 1 by x, that f of x plus delta x will be 1 by x plus delta x. So dy by dx is limit delta x tending to 0 f of x plus delta x. I'll not encourage you to use other symbol in place of delta x. Some students write h, k, all those things. No, because you are going to apply it in physics. Delta x, delta y, these symbols are in use in physics. So stay fixed to this symbol only, not h. In mathematics, you do by any symbol. There is freedom, but physics you keep it in terms of delta x, everything. So this is going to be limit delta x tending to 0, f of x plus delta x, you substitute there, 1 by x plus delta x minus 1 by x by delta x. Okay. So this is limit, that will be x into delta x, x plus delta x. So this thing going to be limit minus delta x by, so the answer is, you cancel the factor delta x from here, minus 1 by x into x plus 0. So answer is minus 1 by x square. Okay. Now I'll find another one and then you'll get the scope to find the remaining two. I am going to do for number 5. 5 I did not add here. I am writing here y equal to root x. Okay. See, for root x, how to find is, find the derivative fx is equal to root x. So f of x plus delta x going to be root over x plus delta x. So dy by dx is limit delta x tending to 0, root over x plus delta x, following the same definition by delta x, but here it is a bit confusing what to do with this. We cannot put the value directly, then it will be 0 by 0. We use a very old technique, you might have done it in class 9, that rationalization of surds. X plus delta x plus root x. I am multiplying numerator by this. This is going to be x plus delta x minus x. It get cancelled. So limit delta x tending to 0, delta x by delta x into plus root x. This to get cancelled. So answer is 1 by root x plus 1 by root x. This is 1 by root x plus root x. So answer is 1 by 2 root x. And one can write derivative of, therefore d dx of, this time gone with there. Okay, d dx of root x is going to be 1 by 2 root x. Here the calculation was there. There of my mistake, it is shifted here. It will go there. Okay.